The next items I wanted to talk about were team bags, or I guess graded card sleeves. So these are going to be bags that are going to protect the cards that are already either in slabbed up or graded, or just in one touches or top loaders. So it's really important that you protect your protectors, because what happens is if you spend the money to grade your card and you don't put it in a bag, and then it gets all scratched up and it moves around in your case or however, when you go to sell that card or even when you go to trade it, someone is going to be a little hesitant potentially because of the damage to the actual slab. So it's important that you get the right bags. There is kind of 4 different kinds that I have here. So our first one is just our standard Beckett team bags, so it's a smaller size. We use these in the store to protect the top loaders, so we're just going to put that right in once it's already protected. You're going to want to make sure that when you put it in, it closes there, and then there's going to be a sticky part here that you pull off. You're going to want to have that kind of go in the back, because you want the front to look really clean, and then the sticky part's going to stick on the back. Okay. Moving on, we have one-touch bags. So this is not for graded cards, but it's from our magnetics. Same kind of thing. We're going to put this in here, and then you're going to take off the sticky part, and boom. You just close it right up here. Try to be a little bit smoother with it than I am, but right here, closing your bag. So what's good about the bags too, obviously it protects the protector that it's in. Also, if you're going to a show and you want to put like a price sticker on there, you can put it on the bag. You don't have to stick it right on the one touch. All right, next, the important ones here. So we have a PSA graded card here, and they make specific size for those. So they're a little bit thinner than some of the other companies. So right here I do have Ultra Pro PSA graded. It will say it right on there. So once again, just slide it right in the back here. Fits nice and snug in there. Take off the plastic part. Just try to make sure when you close it you get it as smooth as possible so it doesn't have any crinkling, and you're protected. Okay. And the next one we have the larger resealable graded from Beckett right here. So these obviously fit their Beckett slabs pretty nicely. Okay, we have one here. And then also we use it for SGC as well. Also something to keep in mind, even with PSA, when you have a thicker graded card, the slab is a little bit bigger, and they actually don't really fit in these that well, so you're going to want to buy the bigger size for those. So let's put the Beckett slab in. Should fit in there nicely. Yep. And then kind of fold this over and close it right up, and it fits nicely. I also wanted to mention semi-ridges or Beckett shields. So these are kind of softer protectors that are primarily used for grading. So when you're prepping your card to go out for grading, you're going to want to put it in a penny sleeve and then in one of these. It's just a lot easier for the grader to get the card out of these without damaging your card. So they prefer it to come in here. Also with vintage cards that are kind of from the 70s or earlier, they are usually a little bit bigger of a size. They do make specific top loaders for those, but they're kind of harder to find and they're not as many places. So if you buy sort of the larger shields or semi-ridges, you can put the vintage cards in there as well. We're going to talk about how to store our cards. So once now our cards are all protected, we're going to want to store them either in our house or bring them with us, and also keeping them protected as well while we do that. So these, they call them, storage boxes, shoe boxes, however you want to do it. These are 2-row. They fit about 1,600 cards. They do make also single-row boxes, all different sizes. But I have 2 different 2-row sizes here. So this larger, taller one is going to be better for storing your graded cards. So we have our graded cards. You just slide them right in here, and then you have the top right here that just goes right on. And you can store your cards that way. You can stack them in your closet, and you can bring them with you. But this is probably the best way to store your cards at home if you're just leaving them there. And then we also have the other 2-row, which can be fine for any cards that are in top loaders or just in penny sleeves. So right here, they just slide right in, you kind of stack them all the way through. So these are great just for having at home, and they're obviously pretty cheap, being under 10 bucks for most of these. All right, moving on. We have our standard binders as well. So these are Ultra Pro. You have your 9 pocket and your 12 pocket zipper. They have 4 pockets. This is great for, you know, being able to bring your cards. Always put them in a sleeve first, then inside here. And then I recommend the zippered one, so that way no cards will fall out if you tip it. These are, you know, a great way to be able to bring your cards places as well. Okay. We also have kind of the standard, you know, kind of old school binder, which is okay. I prefer the other binders, but you would just take this and then you would 3-ring binder and be able to buy sleeves or pages, sorry, to put in here, and you can store your cards that way. So something that's pretty cool that has been, you know, something new that we're actually going to be bringing in a bunch of these, okay, is top loader binders. Okay, so overall, I think if you're going to protect your cards the best possible way, being in a top loader is the best. So being able to put them in a binder in a top loader is great. You know, obviously, you know, as we look here, all these are in top loaders. These binders are going to be quite a bit bulkier and heavier because they're in top loaders. So this is only, you know, a 4 pocket, but it is a great way to protect your cards while still using a binder. So I recommend that. One more item here as we reach over. We have our Zion case here, which is great for when you want to bring your cards to shows. You know, really just traveling at all with them. It's got a nice handle here. It's got a lock, so it's a really nice way to do that. Obviously, you can set your code, but if I'm going to open it up here, okay, this is the 2-row one. It really fits graded cards the best, or cards that are in 1-touches. If you have them in just top loaders, they do move around a little bit, but as long as you kind of fill up the row, or at least put something in there to keep it, this is a great way to bring your cards to shows. You know, if you're traveling anywhere on an airplane, they just added this recently, this TSA lock here, so they don't have to break the lock to get into it. We carry all types of their products here, so those are kind of other ways to store your products. So that's going to do it for us. Please let me know in the comments if I missed anything or other tips that you might want to share with us. Obviously, everyone has preference. My preference for storing cards is really in top loaders versus 1-touches. But overall, there's many different ways to do it. So thank you for watching the video. We'll see you guys soon at Skybox.